Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and on today's DIY Wednesday video, I have a we can make that everyone can make. And I don't want to hear, I'm not as creative as you. I don't have the tools you have. La 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 la. Those excuses do not apply to today's DIY. And what are we making, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. A little while ago, maybe a couple weekends ago, I was perusing the HomeGoods and I happened to walk by these super darling centerpieces. The smaller one with 3 candles was $34.99 and the larger one with 5 candles was $49.99. And I was like, oh, hail to the no. I know for certain I could fucking make that. So it's like I always tell you, when you come across something in a store and you just don't see spending the money, take a long, hard look at the item and break it apart into its pieces and parts. Go get those pieces and parts for way cheaper and put it together yourself. And that is what you're gonna do as soon as you see how easy this DIY is. And then you're gonna realize the price, completely ridiculous. The actual centerpiece that was at the HomeGoods didn't use real candles. The whole thing was like battery operated. If you wanted to go that route, you could pick up the battery operated candles at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 each. I just don't like the look of that. I'd rather have a real candle if I could. So I purchased real candles from the Dollar Tree. I got 3 of these glass candle holders. You could pick any style. You could pick mason jars. They have those. I had a whole bunch of glass containers in my cart before I decided on this one. And I also picked 2.5-inch real live candles for inside of each. So $1.25 and $1.25 times 3. $7 in your glass and your candles. Then, to keep it so you don't have to be a woodworking master, I went to the Hobby Lobby and I found this right here. Wood pile. It's their wood pile wood. They have a bunch of different stains and a couple different lengths, but I figured this would be a good length. This is actually a large enough length for 5 candles if you wanted to do 5, but I picked 3. There are 4 boards and this bundle regularly priced costs $12.99. However, it was 50% off, so I got this bundle of wood for what, $6.50? We're gonna use 1 piece for the bottom, 2 pieces for either of the long sides, and then we're gonna take our 4th piece and cut it down for the ends. Now, if you are a woodworking master and you have some scrap wood in your garage or on the side of your house, by all means, reuse your scrap wood. Wood from a pallet would make a very nice container, which I actually had a pallet in my garage, but I just wanted to show you guys that you could do this DIY with very minimal skills and very minimal tools. But use what you got. You can save money, save money. So once you have your wood picked out and you've got your candle holders picked out, then you're gonna wanna go to the Michaels, the Joann's, the Hobby Lobby, and you're gonna wanna pick out your faux foliage for the inside. I happen to go a little bit overboard because both the Michaels and the Hobby Lobby were having a 50% or 60% off sale on their foliage, on their little floral picks. These little guys, get whatever you want to get, but you don't need too much to fill because don't forget, you will also have 3 to 5 candle holders in here. So 1 pick per spot is going to be plenty. I bought extra just in case. I'll use it somewhere else, I'm sure. I bought some succulent foliage as well, just in case I want to add that to the mix. Who knows? But these little picks here were just $2 a piece. There are 3 picks in each one, so we can spread it out, make it look a little more full. As far as to put it together supplies, what you're gonna need, wood glue. We're not gonna use nails, we're not gonna use nothing. We're gonna use wood glue. You guys are gonna be very impressed because a little while ago, I actually bought some clamps, this kind of medium one, and this, I purchased these at the Lowe's. They were actually very inexpensive, but you know I just got these. I've never used clamps before. What do I always use to hold my wood together? That's right, painter's tape, duct tape, whatever sort of tape you got. So you don't necessarily need clamps, just get yourself some tape and you are good to go. But there are a couple more things that you're gonna wanna grab from the Dollar Tree. You are gonna wanna pick some floral foam up. I got 2 because we just need to put this floral foam in between where our candles are so we have something to stick our picks into. Then you're just gonna want a ruler. Nothing too fancy. Once you have this, all we have to do is build the box and then we just fill it. DIY. Done. Okay, so I've unpackaged my wood pieces. They're super cute. So you just wanna pick probably the worst one for the bottom, the 2 best ones for the long sides, and then the 3rd best one for the end sides. So let's get these out of the way. Now, I'm gonna try something. I am not quite sure if it's going to work, but for those of you who don't have any tools whatsoever, I'm hoping, because these boards in particular, now if you're using wood from a pallet that is much thicker, like 1 inch thick, 1/2 inch thick, this is not gonna work because it may not even work for these thin ass, I think this is like a 1/4 inch, but I'm gonna try it because in my mind, I think it's gonna work. And how we're gonna cut these down, don't laugh, because when it works, you're all gonna be saying, she's brilliant. I am going to use an X-Acto knife and a straight edge. I know, it sounds crazy, but again, this wood's pretty thin, and I feel like if I just go, it could cut it. That means that all of you with no tools in your arsenal could cut this board as well. So before we cut anything, we need to measure. Now, because all of our boards are the same exact length, when I put my sides on to my bottom, I'm gonna glue them to this edge of the bottom. So because of that, I cannot glue my end board how I'm gluing my side boards. I actually need to glue my end board with it sitting on top of the bottom board so that it is basically going to be on the inside of my 2 long sides. So to get my measurement, I'm gonna hold my long side board up to my bottom board. Then I'm going to take my short sides, my end pieces, and I'm gonna hold that up here. So now that's where I need to cut that wood. I'm gonna make a mark flush with the top of my long side. And you know what? I think we're gonna be able to cut this wood with this X-Acto, I'm telling you. Now I'm gonna flip this around so I can mark my other end. And then basically, I'm gonna take my ruler and draw a line between those 2 marks. Okay, now let's cut it. I have my cutting mat out because I don't want to X-Acto knife through this wood and into my wood floor. And I also have my little, what is this, an L ruler? I don't know, I got it at the Dollar Tree. It's metal. So, on my marks. And what I love about this ruler is that I can line this edge up with this edge, and then I know this will be a straight line. I'm all lined up, and now I'm gonna use this to cut this. Fingers crossed, everyone. I feel it might take us a minute, but I also feel like it's gonna be worth it because then we don't need to go buy a saw. Hold your ruler firmly against your board and then just run your X-Acto over and over and over again. I'm just gonna keep doing this and I'm gonna make you watch it so you can tell if I was able to cut through this board with an X-Acto knife. And I think that I'm going to be able to do it. Oh, P.S. I bought this at the Dollar Tree as well. So watch your fingers. You do want to use firm pressure. Now, I've got a nice line on this side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to go this side, this side, this side, this side, this side, this side, until I can snap it apart. Okay, I know you were doubting me with the whole X-Acto knife, but voila. And it did not take that long. I did break off a new blade 2 times, but hello, we did it with an X-Acto knife. So you can, if your board is this thin or thinner. You will have no trouble using an X-Acto knife that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. My measurements are good. Might have to run out and get some sandpaper, sand everything smooth, but oh, sookie sookie, we are looking good. So I just need to cut the other side and then we're ready to glue it all together. Okay, so I have both of my side pieces cut, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not cut the second side piece with the X-Acto knife. I went out into my garage and used my jigsaw because I have it and I wanted to take 2 seconds rather than 12 minutes to do it. So now we just have to glue it together. It's that easy. Bottom piece, side piece, side piece. Just get your wood glue, get your clamps or your tape ready because we are gluing. We're going to glue long sides to the outer edge of the base, and then we're gonna glue our short sides to the top edge of the base and to the inside of our long side pieces. So, all the wood glue. Okay, great. I'm gonna take my short board and I'm gonna put a bead of wood glue on its bottom edge, and then I'm gonna glue that to the top of my base, lining it up nice and even with the edge. I don't care if there's glue spill out, I think we'll be fine. Just stay. It's listening. Then I'm going to take my other one and do the same thing like so. And I'm probably gonna just hold these down for a little minute until, actually, can I flip this upside down? I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it real good. So what I'm gonna do is go like this. Let gravity handle it. Brilliant, again, brilliant. I'm gonna get some tape. Stay there. Oh my gosh, everybody simmer down. Oh, hi, I'll use a candle to hold it. Boom. Think smarter. Perfect. So I have my short sides on and I tape them, but this tape isn't doing very well, but that's okay because I'm holding them in place with my candle holders. They are fine for now until I can get our long sides on and then I can try to clamp everything together. What I wanna do is run a bead of glue along all 3 edges on both sides. And then I'm gonna take these boards and go, and then we're gonna clampa. I know, easy. And then our box is built. So let's run a thin bead of glue along this piece here. Ooh, that was a lot. I'm gonna have glue drippage. I know that for certain. It's okay. Now I'm gonna line this up. Okay, just stay for a second. Let's do this one, and then we can clamp it all together, or tape, or what have you. And I probably wanna move it as soon as I get it clamped so I don't glue it to my wood floor. Put that on up, line all of our edges up, and now we can clamp. Clamp or tape the shit out of it, whatever you need to do to hold it together until the wood glue dries. Okay, I'm all clamped up, and because my painter's tape wasn't sticking for shit, I decided to tie twine around the box to hold it together. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, that twine's kind of a cute detail. I might wrap more twine around it when all is said and done, just as a decorative element. So now that we're clamped, taped, twined, what have you, we just need to sit here and wait for this wood glue to dry. Then we can put our floral foam in, our candle holders in, and our little floral picks, and all will be done. I'm probably gonna let this sit overnight, so tomorrow when we come back, we'll finish putting this together, and then we will see just how well we can make that. Okay. So it is the next day. Our wood glue is officially dry and we are ready to finish this project off. I've gotten my glue gun and I've heated that up, as well as I've taken this box outside and I have dabbed some stain along my cut edges so that those blend in with the wood. Now, if you didn't have any wood stain, use a Sharpie, use a crayon, use shoe polish, whatever. It's just a couple of edges that we wanna turn from fresh cut wood to the same color as the rest of the box. Not hard at all. Depending on the size glass container you purchase, whether it's a mason jar, this kind of a container from the Dollar Tree, whatever, take your container and put it in. Mine is a little bit lower than the top edge of the box, so I do want to raise that up a little bit. I have this extra floral foam here. I'm gonna hot glue it into this box, and then I can hot glue my glass onto the top of the floral foam, and that raises that up completely where I want it to be. Depending on your container, you might not have to do this step, or you may like that your glass is lower than your box. It's completely up to you. Creative license. I want to evenly space out my candles and where I want them placed. I was gonna eyeball it, and then I was like, come on, Sheri, just measure it out. So just measure, this looks like it's about 24. So I'm gonna glue that in, the center of this so that it's at the 12 mark area. And then I will divide my other 2 quadrants up just like that. Space it out, get them all in place, and then we can shove the rest of our floral foam inside this box, put our picks in, and call it done. Okay, so easy enough. I have my hot glue, just a little dab will do ya, and glue that down. Oh my gosh, I just put my fingernails in the wet hot glue that was on this tray. And now I'm gonna put this at the 12-inch mark, which I lost where that was. And I'm trying to center it not only left to right, but forward to back so that my candle holder is in the exact center of this box. Nothing hard about this. Very easy. About there looks good to me. And then our last one will go in the same position. So now you can see, boom, boom, and boom. That looks terrific. So before I glue my glass containers down, I wanna get all my other floral foam in here, then get my picks, because I don't wanna risk breaking these glasses, because guess what? I already did. This one right here, I hit with the edge of my clamp and it cracked it ever so slightly right there. So I'll run out to the Dollar Tree and get another one, but be careful. Mason jar is probably a little bit more sturdy, but these guys, thin, fragile, so be careful. Now I wanna get my floral foam and I wanna measure the width here so that I can cram floral foam into all my little gaps. And then just cut this, really easy, cuts like butter. And then we're gonna cram this into all of our little gaps. So this is where our picks are gonna go. So just fill this up with floral foam. I might glue these down so they don't move around on me. Voila! Now we can stick our picks in, fluff them all out, put our candle holders on. You would be done here. But the actual ones that I saw at the HomeGoods, they did have some little metal like decorative flair around the corners. You could add flair to your box. You could leave it just as is. I do kind of like the twine. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my clamps off and I'm gonna wrap some more twine around the top edge so that that is my little decorative flair. But again, creative license. You make your box look however you want to make your box look. If you like it plain and simple, that's more your jam, leave it plain and simple. If you want to add some twine, nail some nails in here, put some thumbtacks in to make it look like studs, whatever you want. You want to glue flowers to the outer edge, you do you. This is your project. But for me, I think I'm gonna put the twine around the outside because I think it looks cute. And I got this twine at the Dollar Tree. I had it in my closet. It only cost me $1 because I know I bought it back before it was $1.25. So this, $1. Okay, twine done, and I think that looks really cute. I think it really made our box. And again, depending on your style, you might hate the twine, but I think it's pretty cute. And I like the dark and the light. It's very, very my scene. So let's get our picks. I have these, which I thought were nice and fluffy. Got these from the Hobby Lobby. Again, you can go super crazy with your floral picks on the inside, but to keep costs down, because obviously we're trying to make this for less than what we could have purchased it for. Although I could leave them in one cluster and just spread them out, I feel like taking each one apart and then working that way will fill this out even better. You could, if you wanted to, even do fresh flowers in here. You'd have to change them all the time, but you could do not this floral foam, but the floral foam that is meant to get wet and retain water, and then stick fresh flowers in here if you wanted to. You could do dried flowers. Possibilities are endless. Now, I did purchase extra picks, but again, to keep costs down, I think I'm just gonna use these 3 little guys. And I think these lend to the look of what I saw in the HomeGoods. Look at already. So cute, right? And then picture it. Now, obviously, you want to be very, very careful as to where you place your floral picks. We don't want any fake floral over a flame. So keep clear of your candles so you don't catch your house on fire. As long as you remember that rule, you're good to go. I'm gonna put the rest of my picks in, I'll put my candles in, and then we'll put it on the dining room table for the final reveal. You guys, it is so cute, you're gonna die. Are you ready for the final reveal? Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Look at how cute it is. I love it better than I thought I was gonna love it. It is so cute. It's just so cute. It looks, dare I say, better than the one at the HomeGoods. I mean, if this isn't the best centerpiece you've ever seen in your life, I don't know what is, man. And those very few floral picks really filled everything in. I did have a little extra bag of moss, so I kind of shoved in moss where you could see like the floral foam, but really you can't see it all that bad. So I think it's pretty perfect, and we made it for super cheap. Yay, we did it. And I was doing the math. This one is probably as long as the larger one that was at the HomeGoods, but it does have 3 candles like the smaller one that was at the HomeGoods. So the larger one was $49, the smaller one was $35. We were able to recreate this for a measly $25, possibly less. The wood was on sale at the Hobby Lobby for $6. Our floral picks, we bought 4 of them at $2 each, so that's $8. We have 2 pieces of floral foam in here, $2. Our glass containers are $1.25 each, and our candles are $1.25 each. Now, you could get the battery operated ones and not have a real flame going on. That might be safer if you have children, pets, whatnot. But either way, you get the battery operated candles at the Dollar Tree. You're looking at $1.25 each. I had some spare moss, $2 for a bag, and the twine, and maybe the periphery like wood glues, the tape that you use. I'm saying $25, and you have got this beautiful centerpiece that is completely custom to our design style and our needs. $25, still cheaper than $35, but way cheaper, half the price of the $49 one. And I swear, I think ours looks cuter. You be the judge. Here's the HomeGoods one. Here's ours. You tell me who wore it best. So yeah, that is it for this DIY Wednesday video. It's been a while since we were like crafters, and I love it. There are definitely some DIY videos out there. Make this from all Dollar Tree, you'll be amazed. Just because you can make it doesn't necessarily mean you should make it. I don't really think anybody needs to paint some hula hoops black and then link them together and put twinkle lights around them. It doesn't matter how cheap it is, it looks super cheap. On the other hand, you've got this. Pretty cheap, looks super expensive. This is one you guys can all do. You saw me. Did it take a little bit of time to cut the wood with a blade? Why, yes, it did. Could I do it? Yes, I could. So again, it's one of these where for very little skill, very little tools, and very little time, you could make this gorgeous centerpiece for less than you could buy it at the HomeGoods. You guys can do this one. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We did everything with some glue and some clamps. That's it. Nothing else. Some glue and some clamps and some picks. Donezo. So yeah, I expect to see everybody making this. I want to see pictures of everybody's centerpieces. Email all of your photos to me. My email is in the description box below. I expect to see it. Because this one was easy, man. And it didn't take that long. The longest part was waiting for the wood glue to dry. Literally, we threw this box together super quick, And then today, just to arrange everything, maybe took me 30 minutes tops. And look, I mean, honestly, if you have a dinner party like tomorrow, you could make this today, finish it up tomorrow, and voila, you have a brand new centerpiece that looks like it cost you a fortune when it really cost you maybe 25 bucks or less. So yeah, we're amazing. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the DIY Wednesday videos I push out, which is every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you share this one with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.